Hello, friends. Today I'm going to review Meet the Frugalwoods, Achieving Financial Independence Through Simple Living. And if you're looking to retire early or you're just getting started looking at the FIRE movement, Financially Independence, Retire Early, you might already be familiar with the Frugalwoods. They have a blog. They've been featured on a lot of TV segments. Um, and if you haven't already, I think this is a great book to kind of start you on your journey. Um, First of all, I guess I would like to point out that this book isn't going to be a how-to guide. This is kind of how they did it guide in their journey. Chapter 7, I kind of jumped right ahead. Their first month of extreme frugality. It's really just kind of an eye-opener, asking themselves how much can they spend, how much can they do without. It says, we decided that this most frugal month ever would be a twofold goal: to see how much money we could save, and to test how much sustainable extreme frugality felt to us. Um, I think more than anything, this book is going to be kind of a kind of comparison for you. As you're reading this book, you're going to be thinking about what frugality means to you and how much do you really need to live on. Kind of just, comparing your life to theirs. And that's what I found. It's like, yeah, I can see what they're saying, but how is this going to look for me on my day-to-day life? And I love this little example of how the author had a routine of going to Dunkin' Donuts with her friend Jess. And it's really, really a really good thing to really think about. What is this frugality going to mean to you and the people in your life? She talks about how she didn't want to give up those daily interactions with her work buddy. But they found a way for her to continue with that adventure, and saving $2.50 on the coffee, which wasn't really a great enjoyment for her in the first place. So I love that little example of frugality is going to affect the people in your life, and what is your day-to-day interactions gonna be when you're frugal. Another good example is the author decided to give up wearing makeup. Not an easy choice for her. There was a day when she forgot to put on her makeup, and instead of just going without, she ran to CVS and bought $50 worth of makeup, without just a second thought. And I'm sure a lot of us do this. We, rather than doing without, we just figure out how do we do this thing that we've been doing forever. And then she just kind of had an epiphany. Why didn't I just stop wearing makeup? And I think a lot of us who are trying out frugality are going to come to these kind of eye-opener kind of choices. Why don't I just stop doing this thing? So I love how she brings in some real world examples. And this section actually goes into what is financial independence anyway. Is it just frugality? Is it just giving up stuff? And I like how she really just laid out the elements of her financial independence, which includes 401ks, investments, real estate. And I love how she just kind of lays this out. These are things you probably already know, but I love how she just kind of lays out, this is what we're working with. And she even gives us some step-by-step plan to kind of determine where we are in our own lives, determining your goals, paying off high interest debt. I love how they really kind of let you kind of evaluate your own particular situation and what your goals are. And there's even a section on cars. I would say, except for my rent, a car is one of my most expensive ongoing purchases, ongoing cost. And it's something each of us, if we're going to be frugal, we have to really come to terms with, do we have the need for the car that we have? Maybe we can get along with a less expensive car. Maybe you're even in a situation where you can do without a car. So I love how this book really just kind of triggers questions in the reader's own mind. What do we need? Do we need what we have? Can we do with less? Can we do without? So I love how the writing just really kind of brings it right home. And chapter 16 is about smoothing out the happiness curve. What makes you happy in your own life? Is it vacations? Is it things? And it really just says, these are the things that haven't made us happy, and the things that the author does enjoy. Rather than living for vacations or weekends, we've created a life that delivers ongoing happiness on a daily basis. So I think that's the biggest question for a lot of us, is what brings us joy? What brings us happiness? Is frugality and retiring early the answer? And this little section really just sums up frugality for me. Frugality has become about far more than saving money, although it's certainly a nice fringe benefit. Alongside my spirituality and my yoga practice, frugality is how I find peace in an uncertain world and how I ensure I'm living a life I'll be proud of. To me, that just sums up life goals for me. That is really what frugality is. And that is my review and partial reading of Meet the Frugalwoods. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I would love it if you would like and subscribe.